Rebecca Park was 22 years old and 38 weeks pregnant when she was last seen on November 3rd, leaving her biological mother's home in Boone Township, Michigan. Friends expected a new baby any day. Instead, her disappearance began a chain of events that left a community confused, worried, and eventually terrified. A woman close to giving birth doesn't simply vanish. Not without help. Not without something going very wrong. Her phone was found near the property soon after authorities were alerted. No messages. No calls. A phone with no owner and no explanation. As days passed and she didn't come home, concern grew into fear. Search teams combed wooded areas, roadsides, open fields. Volunteers walked for hours hoping for a sign of Rebecca or her baby. But every day ended the same way, no answers. Weeks later, on November 25th, a body was found in Manistee National Forest. Authorities later confirmed it was Rebecca. But the detail that shocked investigators, the public, and anyone following the case was that she was no longer pregnant. There was no baby with her. No trace. No indication of where the newborn might be, or even if the child had been born. This discovery changed the case from a missing person investigation to something far more complicated and deeply disturbing. After search warrants were executed, Rebecca's biological mother, Cortney Bartholomew, and her stepfather, Bradley Bartholomew, were taken into custody. Reports indicate that charges filed against them include serious allegations, but the full legal picture is still unfolding, and confirmed details remain limited as authorities continue investigating what happened between the time Rebecca was last seen and the moment she was found. At the same time, earlier arrests involving other family members, including Rebecca's fiancé and sister, added more confusion to the case, as those charges were reported to be unrelated but still part of the wider circumstances surrounding Rebecca's disappearance. People have begun asking questions that do not have clear answers yet. Why was Rebecca last seen at her mother's home? What happened after she got into that vehicle? How did she end up so far from where she disappeared? And the question haunting everyone who has followed this story: where is the baby? Authorities have not publicly released a cause of death, and they have stated that the child remains missing. Without these answers, the story remains open, painful, and uncertain. This case raises difficult questions about trust, about family, and about what can happen behind closed doors. It forces people to consider how someone can be vulnerable even among those closest to them. People want justice, but justice depends on facts, and many facts are still being gathered, examined, and verified. Each update from law enforcement brings more attention to the case, but so far the central mystery remains untouched. What happened in the final hours of Rebecca's life, and what happened to her unborn child? The silence around the missing baby is the part that lingers the longest. A baby due any day. A life that should have begun. And now, a question that weighs heavily over everything else. Investigators continue to search, but as time passes, the uncertainty grows. Someone out there knows the truth. Someone knows what happened. And until the investigation moves forward, all the public can do is wait and hope for answers. As you watch this, think about the details that are known and the ones that still don't make sense. Think about the last people who saw her. Think about the long stretch of forest where she was found. Think about the phone left behind and the missing child who should have been born by now. What do these pieces mean? How do they fit together? And what might still be uncovered as charges move forward and more information becomes public? This case affects more than just one family. It has reached across Michigan and into the national conversation, drawing attention to the vulnerability of pregnant women, the need for community awareness, and the painful reality that danger sometimes comes from places no one expects. The story is tragic, still unfolding, and still holding secrets. If you want updates as they come out, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment below and share your thoughts or theories. Respectfully, remembering that this is an ongoing investigation and real people are affected. Like the video so more people can stay informed, because awareness keeps pressure on the search for truth. And if you know anything that could help authorities, even something small, reach out to law enforcement. Sometimes a single detail is all it takes to break open a case. Until more information is released, the story remains open. A young mother gone, a baby missing, and a community waiting for answers that have not yet come.